I have a problem.
All mountain bikers do.
Yeah, exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian on a bike. Give him a hand. How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, no problem, brother. Where are you? Where do you live?
I am finally on the East Coast. I heard you mention you don't see many East Coast people.
No, there's a lot of YouTubers over there in the West.
Yeah, so we are New Jersey.
Nice.
So in the flat area of New Jersey, which kind of like you know, it's funny to be a mountain biker in a flat area.
Yeah.
But we make it work.
Man, everyone gives me hell about that. They're like, there's no mountain biking in Florida. There's trail riding, and I'm on a mountain bike.
That's exactly it. That's it. You're not on a road. So as long as you're not wearing spandex, we're okay.
This doesn't wear spandex. Nobody wants to see that. I can't even look in the mirror. I wear clothes when I shower. It's bad.
That's perfect. Yeah. So I'm in the far southern end of New Jersey. Mm-hmm. So again, flat. Luckily, an hour outside of Pennsylvania, about 2 hours, 2.5 hours from North Jersey, where there are some mountains. I just have to travel when I want to go play.
Yeah. What do you do over there in the Jerseys?
So besides riding,
yeah, what do you do for a living?
I actually own a home remodeling company. So I'm a carpenter by trade. So which makes it kind of fun because, you know, they always say own your own business. You can control your own schedule. Uh-huh. Not true, but it does give me some freedom to get out and ride when I want to. Nice.
Family. I saw you've got a beautiful wife and daughter. Oh man.
Day after Valentine's, you know, you got to rock something.
Yeah, I love my wife.
Yeah.
I said that I love my wife.
Yeah, no, I love it when my wife lets me go mountain biking.
Oh, clever.
No. So yes, I have my wife Erin and my daughter Paige. So it's the three of us, and it's a good life.
It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful family. I saw the picture the other day on the Instagrams, and your daughter's got these beautiful blue eyes. And
yes, she does. She looks nothing like me. It's a good thing for her.
Better to look like the wife.
Yes, absolutely.
I really should have gotten a haircut for you.
Oh, it's all right. We'll fire like I said, my hair and makeup people didn't show up when I hired them, but it's all right.
It's okay. Try to hide you got a solid head of hair there, mister.
Thank you.
The Jersey, it's cold. You're not riding, are you?
I did actually today, right before this, I made the mistake. So I have an endurance trainer that kind of keeps me going each week. Mm-hmm. And today the option was indoor or outdoor. I chose poorly. Sure. I decided to go outside, and it was a miserable idea. So shouldn't have done it.
What's the temperature like out there?
It was about 28 degrees when I tried going out.
Come on, man. That's too no.
I wanted to go outside.
To get the fresh air.
That's it. Better than on the trainer.
Now, do you ride in Pennsylvania?
Yes. So actually, they're my closest areas. I spend a lot of time up in North Jersey, but I'm closer to Pennsylvania than I am up in North Jersey. So it's a little bit of both, but really the trails around me, they're kind of flat. They're more like cross-country style. So I can do it, but they're boring.
Yeah.
If I want any rock or, tech, I got to travel. Yeah. So
it's very tech. That's what people laugh about here. It's incredibly technical here. That's the thing. In order to make it challenging, it's got to be techy.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw your videos with your commentary.
Oh, come on.
Great riding.
Don't do that. Why do creators feel the need to creators? I say creators like that. You got to say something when the camera's on.
Yes, that's it. You have to.
Ooh, and then there's a down, and now I'm going up.
Drop. Yeah. It's funny how you have to announce that there's a drop. Well, yeah. I blame the cameras. I'm not going to mention any names, but there is an effect when you're video and nothing looks like it's actually happening. So you have to let the viewers know, hey, that was a drop there. It wasn't just me riding off a pebble.
No, you're riding drops, mister. I'm not riding drops like that. Not at my age. Old man riding here.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to get, I just interviewed a Jersey guy recently, Gene Arnold. Do you know him? Regular guy mountain biking. I know it's a big state. You're not all bumping into each other. I didn't know if YouTubers knew each other up there.
No, but you know what? I'll regular guy mountain bike.
Regular guy mountain biking. Gene Arnold, really great guy. He rides up in North Jersey, I think.
I'll check it out. See, that's
again in the snow.
See, no, I avoid the snow right now. That's the nice thing about North Jersey and South Jersey. There's a good 5-degree difference where most of the time they get snow, I get sleet and ice, but it goes away, and then I can still ride on the trails, just freeze.
Yeah. But I'm sorry I keep bending like this. I have this ridiculous itch on the top of my foot.
Yeah, it's funny.
Anyhow.
That's a comment we usually between my wife and I, inside joke, like when one or the other's annoying each other, we say, you're like an itch on the bottom of the foot. So it's close, it's just that annoying. You
can't get that scratch. So take me back to, because I saw you did a throwback Thursday or something. You were a little shredder back in the day.
So
did it all start with the BMX, like pretty much all of us?
Yes. So my I guess, if you want my backstory, long or short version, what do you want here? No,
whatever kind of time you got, mister.
Yeah, we're good. So there we go. So a long time ago in 1980, no, just kidding, we're good. I started out in BMX, not so much racing, but dirt jumping. I had a couple older friends that, in the area that were always into it. I was that little, 10-year-old watching them do all the dirt jumps and trying my hardest to go over like little humps and stuff. Got into it, loved it. Absolutely loved the feeling of dirt jumping, and did that probably right up until about 25, 28 years old or so.
Wow.
So I held on to it a little longer than a lot of the other people did.
You did?
Yeah. And then I stopped and shouldn't have stopped, but like a lot of it, hey, life gets in the way. You're married, you have jobs you got to do, and you don't want to get hurt. And it just kind of fell off, grabbed it every once in a while, tried to get back in, and then just kind of figured, okay, hey, that part of my life is over. I'll never have that fun excitement anymore.
And then it came a mountain bike. Yeah.
And then what it was, it started just riding once in a while through the woods. I blame my father and uncle. My dad is 63, uncle is 73. And during the winter, once a week, they go ride some local trails just to keep moving and stay young. Nice. And they invited me out a few years ago, as funny as it is. So I got a little junky Walmart bike and started kind of pedaling around with them and tried it. And was like, hey, this is kind of fun. And did that for a few years. But I know in my bio, I say I'm a new mountain biker. I don't claim that. It wasn't until March of last year, so we're coming up to a year, that I finally ventured outside of that one little trail, started hitting the first jumps with the mountain bike, first thing. So
what?
Yeah. So it's all new in this past year. I was like, hey, maybe I'm not old and decrepit and falling apart. Maybe I can do something again. And it's been a wild year. It really has.
That's amazing. Let's pedal back, pun intended. Do you remember that BMX bike that did it for you? Do you remember it?
A couple of them. So I had an S&M dirt bike, like the original back, when was that? 96, 97, like sometime around then.
You're so young.
The S&M dirt bike was awesome.
You're so young.
Still have it.
Still good.
It's
worth something now.
Oh, it's great. Went to the S&M Holmes, which was a little bit longer bike. I had that for a while. And then the one that I still have, just don't ride it anymore, but a Kink Selinsky. So I went with Kink frame. And Jim Selinsky was a rider for Kink. And he had his signature frame. Awesome bike.
Wow.
That's probably the one in that photo.
I had a Schwinn Predator, but I'm a lot older than you.
Oh, by a year or two?
I'm 50.
Okay. You won't say how much.
No, yeah, I remember because it got stolen.
Oh, no.
Chrome Ollie. My parents spent like $200 on it back in '82.
Yes.
And that was like expensive back then.
Yeah, yeah,
and it got
absolutely.
stolen at the grocery store.
Yeah. Oh,
But it was one of those, you wanted everything perfect. You spit shined it.
yes.
You got that chromoly. You got that nice buffing
Yes.
cloth, and you didn't even want fingerprints on it.
That's
You remember
beautiful.
that?
Yes. My first, before the S&M dirt bike, I had a Redline 340 all chrome.
Oh, dude,
It saved it. Beautiful. They just shined.
those things are worth bucks now, though.
That's the only bike I can't remember where it went. I have no idea where that went. I don't know whether I sold it, gave it to a friend.
College.
It's gone.
Going, Dad got rid of it when you went away to college.
Oh, that's it. So what did you ride? Like, did you race, just pedal around or
No,
dirt?
just pedal around. Back in the day, there were woods
Yes.
where I grew up, and they're gone now. But there were woods, and there was this place called the Gorge.
Gorge.
It's so ridiculous.
I love the names.
There was a pump track to it. We called it the Whoop-de-doos.
Yes.
And we'd pump through it to get back into the woods. And then there was just this, I'd probably say about 6 foot of where's my hand? So you can see it went straight up
Yes.
to flat. And
That's
you just pedal and get enough speed to get like 2 feet of air and then slam down.
Yes. Yes. They were the best ones.
It was ridiculous. What were the trails you were riding back in the day?
Again, everyone has cool names for stuff. So my, I guess, hometown trails, the ones that got me started, it was called Three Humps. And because
let me guess,
there might have been two. It started off, it went down, it had a middle, and then it went back up. But so you had the three humps in the middle of the woods. It started out, you just ride down, and it was just like a little tabletop in the middle, and you went over. But over the years, now that turned into something that's magazine worthy. Like just years and generations of BMX guys out there. It is
really
insane looking out there.
Now, do you still live near there, or did you grow up in the same area you live?
Within an hour. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I still drive out there once in a while and look and like, hey, should I pull the bike out? And realize, no, I'm still low. I'm going to stay with suspension.
What's that like to be able to go back to it and see that? I mean, mine is a Walmart and a movie theater, I think.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
We have said I think my first time out there, I was 10 or 11 years old. And again, I'm 40 now. So for 30 years, that place has been the secret, BMX spot. It's incredible. It really is. It's one of the few spots that's made it through the years.
We had a place called Dead Man's Hill too. Dead Man's. And then there was one next to it called Suicide.
Oh man.
Dude, let me tell you something. I went back when I got older. It was just this, you ride into the woods and there was this steep incline, and that was all you did.
Yes.
You just went down and that was it. And then the Suicide had a little bit around, where's my hand? It went around a tree and then came back. And I went back years later when I was in like college or something. We went back there just to fool around. And I'm like, what the were we scared of?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was erosion or when you were younger and you're just looking at it. You're like, what is this?
Wait,
like
my driveway has more elevation. So where are you from? Are you always from Florida? Or?
No, I'm from Gambrills, Maryland.
Maryland. Oh.
Yeah, I'm from Maryland. I moved down here 25 years ago to South Florida, and this is where I fell in love with, weirdly, mountain biking.
And from Maryland. Maryland has some great riding.
But see, I didn't ride then. I just, I had a bike, but there was any kind of trails or anything for back. You like you said, you fall out of it. You go to college, and then job, and then life, but I always had a bike. Like I rode my bike to college and from my apartment. But it didn't until I came down here. Somebody introduced me to mountain biking.
Yes.
And what was your first mountain bike?
So Walmart Mongoose.
There you go.
So I went from that, and then I have
Poor
for sure.
Walmart.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you know what? I still have that bike. I have a problem. I don't
You
get rid of my.
obviously have a garage.
I right in the works. We recently moved just for 15 minutes down the road, but I had the garage there. Here now it's in the shed, unfortunately, but we're working on it. But I still have that bike. Then I went to a Fuji Nevada. That was my first professional bike. Didn't last very long. I broke a bunch of stuff on it, just trail riding. It wasn't even, I never even jumped that one. And then I got the giant Fathom 1, which was, a nice step up, still hardtail. And that one was the one that I started venturing off, and that my first double on a mountain bike, first drops on a mountain bike, first 2 bike parks on a mountain bike were on that bike.
Nice.
And then of course this summer I, have the dream bike of all dream bikes, which, no marketing implied, and not going to say what brand it might be.
It might be Fazari.
No,
I don't have their bike, but I should be an ambassador because I interviewed somebody they are ambassadors.
Yes.
Eric and Gianna,
they're great people.
Yeah. And they can't speak enough about that brand. Can you?
I am not an ambassador, but I can't say enough about that bike, the company, the people that ride it. You need a Fazari. Absolutely. They're incredible.
Shoot the lock off the wallet.
Yeah, you get just buy one. Go online. Yeah. With the flat trail, especially, they have that new Signal Peak cross country. But oh man, I want it. I'm working on my wife to see if I can get one.
I'm working on I was telling my wife this past weekend, like I have a hardtail. Yeah. My bike was crap. It was old. It was 10 years. I'm one of those just rides it until it's done.
Yes.
It was done. And I tell this to everybody because we always talk bikes. COVID got rid of all the bikes.
Yep.
So I went into a store. I'm like, my bike is dead. I no longer can use it. It's not working right. I didn't want to upgrade anything. And I went into the store, nothing. I mean, nothing. There was $11,000 bikes, or poor Walmart. There were just, man, there's channels out there. I want to give Walmart a shout out. There are channels out there with people doing good things with your Walmart bikes.
Yes. It started me.
There you go. And he
if
still
not
has
for that Walmart bike.
But I bought the first thing that I could, and it was a rock hopper. I had a rock hopper before, Specialized.
Yes.
But people are telling me, because I'm getting older, get a cushy bike. What do you think? Does it feel better?
All right. I'm a diehard hardtail guy, to be honest with you. So I went from a hardtail to the most extreme, the LaSalle Peak. It's their enduro bike. So I went never riding a full suspension bike. Loved it. Will do anything. Handles everything around South Jersey.
Yeah.
But now a 29 long travel, 170, 150, just crazy. But I love it. It's great. But I still do like the hardtail once in a while, so you kind of have that little bit of a mix. But really, once you get on a full suspension bike, you're not going to go back.
Yeah, I'm. You know what, man? Hardtail keeps it real, if you will.
Yes.
Your skills are intact. You're not relying at all on the bike. Because I have ridden squishy bikes when I go out to Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yes.
And I'm doing downhill, and you rent the Norco. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
You just rent it. And I swear the bike is so forgiving. There's things, if I did on a hardtail, I would have been eating tree or brick or rocks or dust,
Yes.
So you can feel a little bit safer on your squishy bikes.
Absolutely. It's funny. I was so diehard with the hardtail. I was going out to Pennsylvania. Everyone else was on full suspension. It was like, nope, you don't need it. Going down rocks, doing everything. Like I said, it was in July. It was the first time I ever went to a bike park, but went to Blue Mountain in Pennsylvania. And then a couple of weeks later, went to Mountain Creek up in North Jersey, and riding some of the tech trails, riding the flow trails, hitting the jumps. There was this one drop that we did. It's a fun one, little pipeline. So I think it's around 6 foot drop or something, but It goes into a nice landing, hardtail. It was like, okay, yeah, no problem doing it. The next, right after I got the Fazari, a couple days later, I went up to there. I went off that same drop, and it was like, you didn't feel it. We're like, okay, so you can do it on a hardtail, but let me tell you, it feels a lot nicer on the. So, yeah, you got to get in.
All right, I'll go into Fazari.com.
Yeah, no, but it saves you. Those long travel, like I said, if you're used to it on a hardtail, you have to save yourself. Things go wrong real quick.
Yeah,
a suspension will cover you for when you mess up.
what from Pennsylvania? What was the ski resort that I used to go to? Five Springs for I don't know. I was wondering if you they went to a bike park that probably was it. Never mind.
Spring Mountain.
Just edit that out.
They have one now. Again, I'm new to it, so I don't know a lot of the place, but there is just in PA, Spring Mountain that has a bike park. I don't know what they were called before.
Okay, maybe I don't know. There's a lot of these ski resorts turn into mountain bike joints after when it gets nice out. So
yes, absolutely. That's
what. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead.
You started shredding a year ago?
Technically, my first jump on a mountain bike was like March 23rd. So I was looking at the pictures. So in March, yes.
That's just, you're killing it. Only after a year?
With the past, but
with the past,
probably a 15-year break in between. Yeah.
What was that like? I mean, because I've seen that video of that drop you're talking about. That's significant. And you're like, I got this. I got this. It's no problem.
I have a problem.
All mountain bikers do.
Yeah, exactly. My thing is, all right, if I'm riding by myself, I'm very mellow. I'm doing, but if someone's ahead of me and they're going to do something, I have a really hard time not just following.
Yeah.
So, which has been great. You ride with really good riders, and next thing you know, hey, I would never do that. Oh, I just did that. Okay, that's awesome. But
yeah, you know what? Because a few of my friends that I rode with moved, and I find my riding a lot different because I'm riding alone a lot now.
Yeah.
And you can easily go, well, no one's watching. I'll just take the beeline.
That's it. If I'm riding alone, I go around every log, every step. It's like, well, if I get hurt, what's going to happen? When there's people there, it's like, hey, they can carry me out.
There you go. Now? Does your wife and kid ride?
No. So
that's daddy time.
When my wife and I first got married, I was still doing the BMX thing. Mm-hmm. I built her a bike like every good husband should. Exactly. And I took her out to one of our set of trails, and she went down this hill, got partway down, fell. She still has the scars on her shin from the pedal slip. And that was, I shouldn't have done it. So
she tried. It's the effort.
He tried. She's incredible.
No, I did the same thing with my wife. I was like, I mountain bike when we're dating. I said, do you want to try? We were dating at the time. She goes, well, you like mountain biking. Maybe I should try it. Maybe we can do this together.
Yes.
So many F-bombs, dude. I thought the relationship, I don't know why you thought I could do this. I was taking her on the green trails. Yes. So that was it. She knows it's my time. It's Johnny time. She allows me to do it every now and then.
That's it.
But yeah,
I took my daughter. I was trying to get my daughter into it. I'm still holding on. Maybe she'll come around. She's 10, so she has time. She enjoys riding her bike on the road. I got her a little mountain bike. She tries it in the trails, but gets a little nervous with some things. And at the end of the season, she really wanted to go to the bike park, to the mountains, to see what it was like. And I said I wasn't going to. I was going to wait. Let's get a little better. And then, it was that, hey, it could be a road trip between us. Great bonding time. Yeah, I shouldn't have done it.
Another fail.
Yeah, no, another fail. I have some great pictures of us going on the ski lift, going up there and stuff. And then that was the longest ride down, and some tears, and being a typical dad. Come on, you can do it. I don't want to do it. Stop pushing me. I'm sorry, kid.
Driving back in the car.
We had a nice lunch in the car and went back, but she said she might try again. We'll wait and see.
Now, what's the scene like where you're at? Did you already have buddies that rode, or did you just get involved in some kind of group, or is it a cool scene?
Actually, there's a lot of riding. The problem is it's a lot of like cross country riding right local to where I am. Mm-hmm. And I am not a cross country rider.
No.
I'm more the enduro
shredder,
kind of thing. Well, I don't want to pedal really fast all the time. I don't have the lungs or legs for it.
Yeah.
So they beat me on all that stuff. What I did, like I said, my dad, my uncle, they ride just some local trails and stuff like that. So I still meet with them on Sunday afternoons. We go for a Sunday afternoon ride. It's a family ride. I joined a Facebook group. They have a South Jersey mountain bikers Facebook group, and they were the ones who told me, hey, there's other trails in the area. And we started going to, check out these other things. And then from there, I met another group that's a little bit north, started hanging out with guys up in North Jersey, which I can't hang with them either because they're too good. But that's what it is. We met some pros, some really amazing just coaches, some other things like that, and just try to hang out with them as much as possible.
But really, it's a lot of your dad and your uncle.
My dad and my uncle, I hope I can be as healthy as my uncle is. He's one of those guys that, just like I said, 73 years old and old Navy guy, so he can still do more push-ups than I'll ever be able to do. And he just goes out there and chugs along.
That's amazing.
It's incredible.
Are they doing the drops?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they like the, not to say flat trails, the New Jersey mountain bike trails.
New Jersey, the southern New Jersey mountain bike trails.
Yes.
That's great. What a great bonding thing, if you will. I mean, just being with your dad every Sunday.
Absolutely. It's great too. Well, when it's a little warmer, again, my wife and daughter, they'll go with us. They have walking trails that are separated from the biking trails. So my mom, my aunt, they'll go for a walk. They take the dogs, and then we go for a little, 4-mile ride around, and it's a great family time.
Oh my God, my teeth hurt. That is so sweet.
Yeah.
That's cute. It's the whole family.
Yes, that's it. Got to keep, again, we joke about it. Hey, it's family time. Okay, see you, honey. And I go that way, but still it's a nice drive there and back.
That's awesome. Jersey Trails, a Facebook group. I got to look that up. I got to try to find, like I said, the two guys I rode with, they moved, and then I have another buddy that rides, but he's 65 this year, and he likes to ride at like 4 p.m. And I'm like, I don't ride at 4 p.m. I don't get it done in the morning.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, you're in Florida. You don't have to wait for the frost to go away.
Yeah, I don't have to wait for that morning frost to burn off. It's better to go in the morning here, man, because I tell everybody, there's a lot of months that I don't ride. I'll do street riding, but I can't go back in because it's like riding in the Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
It's like spinning. The Peloton back here. It's like spinning it's unhealthy. I call them the death months.
Oh, wow. Was that like July, August?
July, August, September.
September still. Wow.
June too. I mean, it's already started. It's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, I'm not. I have no reason to kid with you.
Wow. No, we're in Florida. I was like, you're all the way down.
I'm Miami. I'm down. I'm down there, buddy. Yeah. Northern, I could probably do.
Yes.
But down here is bad. Hey, I honestly, I got something here. Sorry. I get distracted, man. I got serious ADD. This is why I could talk forever, because I'll get distracted. The next thing you know, I'm like, oh, I got another question.
That's fun. You'll have to see at the end of the video. My wife tells me I never finish a complete thought. So I'm hoping I'm trying, I'm focusing.
You're doing good. I'm like squirrel.
Yeah.
Are you building a backyard trail?
Yes. So
what kind of acreage are we looking at, mister?
all right, I don't want to sound greedy and say not much. We moved to a small, we have about an acre and a half here.
Nice.
So it's enough. We had 5 acres at the last place, but we're downsizing. Downgrading. That's it. But it's nice. The thing is, my property backs up to township land, so it's at the nature preserve. So I have
you don't have backyard
1,000. Yeah, no one's behind me. so, but it's swampy. I'm still trying to see if I can get some trails out there. But in my yard, I cleared a section of the back of my area for my business because I have a couple guys. I have a few guys that work for me. We have trailers and stuff and our materials and everything back there. But when I dropped all the trees, I pushed them all around the perimeter. And then recently I was starting to think, it's like, hey, they look like really nice skinnies and roll-ins and stuff. So I had a pile of dirt. I decided to build a ramp for the dirt pile. So I have a little jump in my back. Started doing a skinny line that's going to eventually, I found out I'm going to have 240 linear feet of skinny when I'm done.
Ooh, I can't wait to see you ride that one.
I can't wait either. I think I've made 20 feet so far and I keep falling off at that point.
And you're going to have 200 and some?
It'll be 240 feet when I'm all done.
Holy cow, that's awesome.
It's going to be great. But I do have a plan. Actually, well, I posted it somewhere on it. I drew it out what I wanted. A little sketch. I was like, all right, so I have a shipping container. I want that to be a drop in, roll in for a couple jumps. And then we're going to have a couple berms and the skinny around. And then we have no tech or climbing stuff here. So I took some old pallets and I made my, my tech jank, my little training thing to climb up and down. And I'm trying to get as much training here as I can without having to go to the mountains all the time.
That's amazing, man. I'm jealous. I've interviewed a backyard builder, and it's just to have that, to be able to do that, and to have the freedom to make whatever you want.
That's it.
To like say you want to work on a certain aspect of your riding, you can just build it. And honey, I'm going riding. Oh, well, I won't see you for 4 hours. No, I'm going to my backyard.
That was the point. That's it. Like I said, my favorite trails are the best. Closest trails to me is a little over an hour away. Mm-hmm. So I do have some closer, but they're kind of boring flat stuff. So if I'm going for a ride, it's a half a day, no matter what, for me to go riding somewhere.
Yeah.
If I get it here, hey, you said go out between, dinner and bedtime.
when do you, God, you got a kid, you got your own business. When do you have time to build this backyard thing?
Lunch break.
You're one of those guys. Lunch break. You're one of those guys got like 28 hours in a day.
Yeah, possibly. It's funny. I've made a few videos with this stuff going on back there, and I really got to stop. Most of the time, if you see me in jeans and a hoodie, and sometimes even the work boots, it's because I ran out. Like I was eating a sandwich, and like, know what? I got 20 minutes. Let me go play on this for a little bit. And I'm sitting there like, munching and playing in the backyard for a little. But that's why they're there. I can just run out there and do it.
That's awesome.
It's great.
Are we going to see a lot of, well, not a lot of jumps, probably just tech stuff.
A couple jumps, hopefully.
You're like, got to get a couple jumps.
I need the jumps. I love the jumps.
I'm still amazed. I'm still amazed by this, just getting back in a year ago. And you are sending it, dude.
Ah, thank you.
Like I've been riding forever and I can't send it. And I try. Are you, and this is leading into this question. Yes. Again with the squirrel. Did you take out the flats and put in the clips?
No, my clips currently are sitting on my trainer. And I'm glad they're there because the other day I almost fell off my trainer trying to get out of them. So I have to get used to them first.
To say that's the heated debate in mountain biking, flats and clips. I don't know if this is why I don't send it. And I'll tell you, I don't feel comfortable. I clip.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about going to flats.
I love flats. With the right shoe and the right flats, you'll have traction.
Because I want to feel like I can be able to bail
Yes.
easier.
Yes. You need to. You do.
I mean, there's not a lot of jumping here in South Florida, but just the option is there. And I kind of always just roll over that instead of send it.
Yeah. You need to try it. You need to try. I'm still a huge proponent for flats. I'm going to try. My endurance coach, she recommends, at least for the training stuff, if I get a cross country bike, which I want that Signal Peak, sorry, then I might put the clips on those. I think my enduro bike stay in flats just because I want that ability to jump off.
Now, do you recommend a pedal for a guy like me?
Oh,
do you have a favorite pedal? Flat?
I like the one up, the aluminum.
Okay.
One up components. I love that pedal.
You know what? I think I might buy them this weekend.
Yeah. So I've had both the composite and the aluminum. I like the aluminum pedal a little better. I don't know if it's really anything otherwise, but I love that pedal. I really do.
Okay. I've never ridden flat since
Really?
I've been mountain biking.
Wow. So you
always been clipped in.
You trusted yourself right off the bat to be locked into the bike?
Well, before that, this is how old I am. I was, what do they call it? Clipless with the strap and the thing you stuck your foot in.
I have one of those sitting right there.
What's that?
I have one of those sitting right on the floor next. That's what was on my trainer when I put my clipless pedals in.
Yeah, no, that's what I started out on. A buddy of mine told me, he was like, it's for pedal efficiency. So I've been addicted to it. I feel weird not being clipped in.
Wow.
It feels so alien to me.
Wow. That's incredible.
We're both like, wow. I'm like wowing your flat and you're wowing the clips.
I can't do it. I have, well, then there's a bit of a pride issue too, because I have been so diehard flat. When I ordered the clipless, I was like, am I going to tell anyone? Like, I don't know, but
you're like, I don't know if I'm going to tell someone, but I'll go into Instagram with it.
Go on Instagram. Well, there's a thing. No one that knows me personally is on Instagram. I mean, none of my friends or family want to see me on Instagram. Yeah. So it's all just random people.
One Up.
Yeah. One Up. Yes. The One Up components, the aluminum.
Nice. See, like, because you had a trainer. I bought my wife a Peloton.
Yes.
And I'll use it every now and then. And it's amazing how better my riding, my lungs are.
Absolutely.
That thing is harder than you think. But being clipped in, you can see right there.
Yes.
With, I don't know how much that wheel weighs.
Yeah.
Have you spun? Have you ever done spinning?
No, the only trainer I've ever been, I have one of the Wahoo kickers with a road bike on it.
The spinning is, the wheel's real heavy. And as long as that wheel in the front is moving, so are your feet. And the first time I did it, I went to go stop. And I cranked my freaking knee.
Oh, wow.
It's dangerous. So now I know there's a button you hit that hits a brake.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, wow. So it's not hooked to it doesn't free spin. You can't stop pedaling?
No, if that was, as long as that so if that front wheel is spinning, so are your feet. So I almost wanted to go flats on that thing just so I could just lift my feet up and stop.
I'm tired.
Now I have so much I could talk to you about. And that's why I'm like zipping through, because I know you want to get your daughter to bed. You had
an hour. I'm ready.
But because you're so, I tell this, I get nervous when I start these things. And I interview people for a living. I'm just a fan of yours.
Thank you.
Like I love what you're putting out there. I mean, I know your YouTube, it seems like you're just starting to get back into it. There was like 9 years ago. The next video was 8 years ago.
Yes.
And then the next one was 7 years ago. Talk to me about the progression of your YouTube. And now you're starting to do like one a month or one every 2 months.
So it really, I've always been fascinated with like action cams. And I think it's because when I was riding BMX, they didn't have them. I wish we had cameras back then. It would have been incredible. So when I started doing just the little simple trail rides with the family, I was like, oh, how cool is this? I can get a helmet cam or something. And I bought a GoPro. And what else do you do with it than create a YouTube account and post it there? And no one watches it. So I was like, all right, no one wants to watch a 45-minute video of a point of view going around a flat trail in South Jersey.
Yeah.
but I posted it, and it's funny because that was on, I'm pretty sure whether that was on one of the Fujis, or I'll have to look. I forget which one was the first thing that's on there. But I rekindled it, I guess you could say. In fact, I think I'm waiting for my 100 subscribers, because I don't have many followers because I don't push the YouTube.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you could make your own personalized YouTube URL. And I have that named after, I used to do photography and videos, True Focus. So it's still my old, like 10-year ago business name that I'm like, I need 100 subscribers so that way I can change the name, and I can't change it.
Oh, I should change mine. I didn't know. I just reached 100.
Yo, did you? I think it says 100, and there's a certain amount of like minutes or hours that have to be watched. Yeah. But yeah, you can actually personalize your URL.
Yeah.
So, but then
now you're second guessing yourself coming on here. You're like, he only has 100 subscribers.
No, hey, all of my 36 are going to be jealous of your 100. I know. Hey, I've started Instagram. I just signed on in, I think, June or so. So it's all new. I'm not a tech guy. Yeah. But I'm trying.
But you can build a house.
I could build a house and bathrooms. We like bathrooms.
Instead of bathrooms, do you do backyards?
Yeah.
Do you do pavers?
I want to do. I keep looking at all these trail builders, that are popping up everywhere. It's like, hey, I have some tractors. Maybe I need to, change my business and go into, trail building.
Trail building. Yeah, backyard trail builds.
Yeah, I'd love it.
You ever watch that guy?
No.
Oh, go on to it. You'd be impressed as a guy who's handy with a hammer and a saw.
Yes. Oh, backyard trail. I'm gonna check that out.
And I'm not affiliated. He's, I've never interviewed him, but you would appreciate it because he has this one where it's a primitive trail build, and he doesn't use any electric tools. Doesn't use any nails. He uses like wooden bits that he makes and pounds them in with a wooden mallet and stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Muy impressivo. You got to go on there. Backyard trail builds is really neat.
I have a paperback memory.
So you just started. Was it one of those things now that you're like really into the recording, and now that you've got your Fazari and you're doing more, you were like, let's amp this up?
It was more of, I think what started it, to be honest with you, was almost started getting into it and saying, wow, I kind of just want to chronicle, like I wanted to see what I could do. And I didn't expect anyone to look at anything or actually, say anything. It was more of just, I wanted some place to put all my stuff and see where I could progress. So I was like, all right, the first couple of videos were the last few rides of my hardtail. And then all of a sudden the Fazari came, and even between those, you look at it, it's like, all right, I was going around these jumps on these couple of videos, and now I'm going over them on this one. And it's like, all right, I can see that progression going through. And it was really for me. I wanted to see where it would go from there.
It's amazing. You're like, I'll start a YouTube page so I can watch something.
I wanted to watch myself. How great does that sound?
Not even that. It's just like, I think it's great because I got, and you're doing the Instagram too.
Yeah.
The Instagram's a lot. I found that's a big mountain biking platform.
Yes.
It's
huge.
Facebook, I feel, is on the way of MySpace.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm not a huge, as funny as it is, I'm not a huge social media person. I don't want to sit there on Facebook but Instagram, I was joking yesterday, I'm not much of a sports guy. So sorry if anyone's, football. Okay. Yesterday, I told my wife, I am so thrilled. Apparently I have my algorithms locked in perfect. I didn't know it was the Super Bowl yesterday. We were watching a commercial and someone posted something about a halftime show. I was like, wait, but nothing came up in my feed. It's all mountain bike stuff. Like that, it was the first year there were no football comment. There was nothing. I was like, I have it dialed in. This is great.
So, you didn't know the Super Bowl was Sunday?
I knew it was sometime around, but I do not follow, and I didn't realize it was that day.
I'm gonna confess. On my Facebook, I wrote, "Is it bad that I had to Google to see who was in the Super Bowl?" And I got so much hell for it, and I'm like, I don't watch football
either. And the couple guys, somehow I've surrounded myself with people who just aren't into it. And I asked my wife, and she told me who was playing yesterday. I was like, cool. Or Sunday. I was like, all right, nice.
Did you watch it?
No. It was after
it's like Christmas for me. It's just like a tradition, I think.
That's funny. Yeah, it was after the fact because someone mentioned something about the halftime show. I was like, oh, I've heard what was going to go on. I was like, wait, they said it. Oh, was that today? It was one of those like realizations. I was like, oh, not that I purposely avoided it. It didn't dawn on me.
That's a riot. Me and you.
Yeah.
Don't watch the football. Next question.
Yes.
Because I want to, there's so much. Because I wanted to talk to you about this. Pisgah. I was there. I was in Hendersonville, which is right next to Pisgah. It was like I don't even know how many miles. It was right there during Thanksgiving, and I was planning to ride, but Thanksgiving happened, alcohol happened. Brother-in-law said, "Hey, you want to wrestle?" And I jacked up my arm really bad.
Very North Carolina thing to do. No.
But how is it? Because I honestly, I want to go back to ride.
All right. Well, we'll talk about. I think I'm going back in a couple months. So
Really?
we went there in November. My first time, of course, in everything, all new experiences. I loved it. It was incredible. It's the trails that we did. We started out. First thing down, we went to DuPont. We did a big, like 18-mile, just like tour of DuPont Trail, which was great. We went by a bunch of waterfalls,
Wow.
a lot of fire roads and stuff, but just fun. It was probably one of the coolest, just adventure riding rides I went on. Nothing crazy. Some climbs, you're climbing everywhere.
Yeah.
But and then the next day we went to Pisgah. We did Avery. We did Bennett's Gap. We did a couple those are what I love. It's like enduro downhill. Yes, you got to climb. It's a long climb to get up, but it's rooty, rocky, just chunky downhill fun.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. You have to go.
And you went in November. When in November did you go?
First week in November.
Oh, wow. I was there for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So we were there at the beginning.
I was dying. Like my brother-in-law is been interested, and he just got into mountain biking. And I kept talking about like, let's do it. And one of the last days I was going to be there, I was going to do it. And Thanksgiving night was the alcohol and the wrestling. And I messed up, but I seriously want to get back because I see nothing but, and you stayed at the ranger station?
We did. That's what actually started. There was a group of the Facebook group. There's a couple of guys. When they first announced it and they said, "Hey, we're opening dates," we booked it. We said, "Hey, let's go." We were supposed to go because the Berm Park was supposed to be opened in the fall. So we're like, listen, let's go to Berm Park. We're going to be right there. Let's hit Pisgah. We were going to do everything. And then that got delayed until this spring.
Yeah.
But, it was a great place. It was a lot of fun.
Really? Seth wasn't there hanging out?
No, he did not. I reached out to him on Facebook to see if he would, join, and I just got, I think, the auto response. So I don't think he knows me. Just kidding. Yeah.
No, that is. How was what was it? Everything we think it's going to be? It's a really nice.
The place is
5 stars on the Airbnb, or
it's.
I don't want you to badmouth it if it is. No.
It was a very nice place. I am extremely. I'm I'm in the home remodeling business. I walk through my house and I'm disgusted by stuff that's done. So like, you know, I see little shortcuts and little things, but they did it, which is amazing, you know,
Yeah,
like,
no, it's
so
amazing.
I give them all they did the right things. The amenities are incredible. I mean, they have the boot which we use beyond belief, you know,
Really?
shoes, gloves, everything. They have all that set up. You lay down, you're watching. We didn't play any video games. We're not gamers or stuff, but it was YouTube videos the whole time running on the TV, and the beds were comfortable. The layout, it really, it's an awesome.
Yeah, they get the bike wash, the garage where you can lock your bikes up and work on them.
Absolutely. It was a perfect setup. It really was. It's great. I highly recommend it. I'm debating on checking out the other one. End of April, I'm heading back down there. I have a family function in Florida in the beginning of May. I might drive down, hit North Carolina on my way down, go down to Florida, and then drive back. So I think I'm going back at the end of April.
Oh, and that's when they're going to open up Burn Park, isn't it?
I think, yeah. I forget whether it's then.
That looks like a lot of fun.
It looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be great. So I'm going to say I'll keep you posted. Maybe you know, we can.
Where in Florida are you going to be?
Wrong area, Panhandle.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's great. That's a weird thing about Florida. It's like you can drive 7 hours and still be in Florida.
Absolutely.
But there's great, like up north, there's Ocala.
Okay, yes.
Ocala, it's near Gainesville. Yes. I got a buddy on the West Coast. There's a couple great, there's Alafaya and Bomboyette, but that's still not near you're in the Panhandle.
I'm where there's another one because I follow like Jeff Lenosky, Lance Track. They were just down at was it outside of Tampa? I forget what it's called, but another neat bike park and stuff down that way too. So it's there's a lot of stuff down there by you guys.
Yeah, there's a few by us. You talk about driving an hour. It's funny. I'm 8 miles from the trailhead.
Yes.
The video you saw the other day of me. Yes. I rode my bike there, did a bunch of the trails, and then I was so spent. And then I'm like, son of a, I got 8 miles to ride.
Go back.
Just crying the whole way home. My legs were killing me. I was like, I can't do it.
16 miles is pretty much a max ride for me anyway.
And then I rode the trails. I told my wife, I said, it was way too ambitious. I bought a bit off more than I've done it before, but it's just, I'm a big guy. And I don't got the lungs like you young folk.
I don't have the lungs. And that's why not to, you know, a little shout out to right after Christmas, I was talking to a coach, an endurance coach, and I took her on just because I'm going to Sedona in 2 weeks, the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival.
Wow.
Can't wait. So I wanted to get to the point because I can go for a ride for, you know, 12 to 18 mile ride or so, but then I'm spent. Said, if I'm going all the way out to Sedona, I want to do 2 or 3 rides a day.
Wow.
And that's been my goal. Like, even if it's not crazy pace, but I want to be able to do a cool ride in the morning, do something in the afternoon, and then do a night ride or something, and just feel like I could keep going. So I've been training hard.
Good for you.
Other than a couple of weeks off for COVID and then some other things, but it makes a huge difference. The trainers and stuff, you got to get the one.
This thing's helped me out a lot because I get, like I said, it's like it's nonstop pedaling here. You don't stop pedaling down here. You don't ride up and then you get to just cruise down a mountain. It's just constant spinning. So this thing has helped me out a lot. But you're going to Sedona.
Going to go to Sedona.
What made you want to do that? Because it's
cool.
Are you going to have a booth?
Yeah.
Brian on the bike? Bike booth?
I'm going to ride.
You have stickers?
No, I don't have anything. I should. But maybe I'll get 37 followers by the time I'm done. That'd be great.
Stop it. Stop bad mouthing you. Not on my watch, mister.
Actually, what is some of the Fazari guys? I saw them. They were all down there when they had the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival in the fall. And I just, follow them all on Instagram. And I was like, it looks like so much fun. I want to go see it. I've never been west. I'm a I-95 corridor for life. So we're actually leaving the week before. Wife and daughter are going with me.
Nice.
We're going to go to the Grand Canyon. We're going to go check out Antelope Canyon, a couple things around there. And then we're showing up to Sedona the Wednesday before. We're doing some hikes and stuff. And then that weekend, I'm leaving them to do their fun stuff at the hotel. And I'm going to go ride for 3 days.
You're like, honey, you can go get a spa day.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, with the 10-year-old that you have to keep busy, but enjoy it.
I saw that because it was just not too long ago, and then someone saying they were going to the Sedona. I'm like, didn't they just have it?
Yes. From what I believe, it's always in the spring, like the March time, but I think COVID held it up last time, so they pushed it to the fall. And now they're doing it again a normal time.
It's very ambitious to put back to back, but mountain bikers don't care, and it's probably cooler.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. That's going to be my.
Are you going to do that? What's that? The one line?
Oh, white line.
White line. You going to do that and post that?
No way. I'll watch from a distance.
That's the problem with that effect from that product, that camera you're talking about.
Yes,
it really doesn't look.
No,
I mean, honestly, it doesn't look that bad, but when you see some pros, like do it and take their time and evaluate it before they do it.
Yes.
No,
there's one guy I have a lot of respect. Jeff Lenosky. I'm sure you've heard of him.
I've heard of him from the last Jersey guy. Is he a Jersey guy?
He is North Jersey. So
Gene Arnold told me about him.
There you go. He's one of the guys you run into once in a while on the trails and stuff. And I've ridden with him a few times. Great guy, incredible at what he does. And he has a video on YouTube where he says it's one of the scariest trails he's ever ridden. So if it scared him, and there's a video of me doing some rock rolls, North Jersey, that's on Instagram. And that was with him and Lance. And again, the camera shows nothing. These things were incredible. And he was like, yeah. And, again, nothing like white line. It's like, I'm out. I was like, nope, I'm done. We'll see now. So,
are there any YouTubers that you're looking forward to seeing out there? I mean, because I know they all gaggle out.
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm more excited about catching up with some of the let's say the groups that ride with the Fazari guy. Like I've been kind of meeting up with a lot of that, talking with them, finding that I'm excited to ride with some other Fazari riders. There aren't many of us out here in the East. I
got to tell you, man, that's a bike I have never, until I talked to Eric and Gianna, I have never heard of that bike before. And they size you up. They build the bike for you. It's
incredible. I was a little skeptical, same thing with it. It's one of those, it's what, 23-point measuring or something like that. Like I was sitting there with a tape measure, all right, what's your inseam length? Everything. And really the bike showed up and I sat on it. I was like, yeah, I'm happy. It was perfect. It really was. So the seat height, I can stand up on it. And when you hit the dropper, the seat comes right to where you want it. It's incredible what they do. It really is.
Come on, Fazari.
Yeah.
This guy should be an ambassador. He's talked enough. Send him a bike. Send me a sticker at least.
I'll mail you a sticker.
No, the Fazari sticker.
You want one? I'll make sure you have one.
No, stop it.
I've got a few. I keep buying stuff from them.
That's yours.
I have a bunch of stickers around. No.
You talked about, you seriously just trained for Sedona?
I did. That, and then leading into, I'm debating on doing some of the Northeast Enduros this year. Never raced. I might try a race. So we'll see how this goes. If Laura, who's my trainer, will keep me. I'm annoying. I'm talking like, she'll send a little list. Like, okay, do this. And like, oh, cool. I had this ride. I did this, everything. Like, I send the 2-page emails with every description. So I'm one of those people. But if she'll still have me, I think I'm going to keep the training going for a little bit and try some of the Enduros for this season. See how they go.
So Sedona, North Carolina, Jersey, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Where else?
So
where else can we ride?
Maryland and Delaware are both within. I mean, parts of Maryland are within an hour of me.
Have you ridden in Maryland?
Yes, I
Wow.
did. On the North Carolina trip, we decided when we took off, we went down, we stopped at, and I can't think of the name, something right inside Maryland. Anyway,
Oh, that's something inside Maryland.
it was just past DC, so it was like just over the border kind of thing. I can't remember. It was a really cool little trail. It was one of those things like a last minute Google. We're like, hey, we're gonna have to use a restroom around this time, so let's stop and stretch our legs.
Yeah.
And I can't remember it right now, but you know what? It was awesome little easy trail, but they had these wooden features that in New Jersey you'd be sued to have. Like no county would put those in because you're not allowed to get hurt here.
Yeah.
And but they had these skinnies that were like a roller coaster that just went, and it was a town built trail. It was really cool. And then we went down to Virginia and we rode at Jamestown, right there by yeah, I'm horrible with these names. It was James River Trail.
Uh-huh.
We did that, which was really awesome too. And then we went down North Carolina. And then on our way back, we stopped at Pocahontas State Park in Virginia. If you're ever going through Virginia, and go to Pocahontas.
Really?
So awesome. Again, just another state park where they have trails, but everything is directional. It's mountain bike specific. They have pump tracks and hill. So much fun. It was probably one of the most fun, easy trails, but you laughed so much riding because it was just enjoyable the whole time.
How many guys were you with?
We had 4 of us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
I love it. Man, you're like, we're going down. Let's just hit.
Yeah. That you got to make and really you think about it, because for us getting down to Pisgah, it's about 10 and a half hours, 11, so it's a hike, but we left in the morning, like 7 o'clock or so. Lunchtime, we rode in Virginia, and then we got down to, it was 10 or 11 o'clock at night or whatever. We got down to North Carolina at the end of the day, and it was nice to have that break in the middle to, stretch the legs. It was great.
Amazing, man. I'm jealous. You got friends to ride with.
Not to promote Facebook, you got to get on it, guaranteed. You'll punch in, your area Facebook group.
Like what you're talking about, wooden features. You can't have any wooden features in Jersey.
They do some, but New Jersey's, one of those typical, lawsuit states where, if you're at risk of getting hurt, they try not to do anything. Wow. So
I've got to send you a video of where I ride. It's a Virginia Key. It's one trail that I got to get back on. Everyone does it. It's mental.
Yes.
And it's all wood. The whole trail is 97% wood.
Is it really?
And there's one where it was the first time riding it. It's a double red diamond.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. I think that's a double red diamond. It's one of those know your stuff or don't do it. And I'm like, well, I've been riding them. I'm good.
Yeah, I can ride clips. I'm good.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a decent rider.
Yes.
I'm not great. So I went, and it's a roller coaster. And then there was this one berm. I don't know why they put berms in South Florida, because you get no you put a berm at the top of a hill.
Oh.
As soon as you go up, you immediately slow down. And then there's this wooden berm.
Yes.
And then there was this hip. I didn't see. So I got up and I looked down, and I wasn't prepared for what I went, and I broke, and I went to the side. If I had gone over, Johnny would have spent a couple nights in the hospital.
Oh no.
It was so steep, dude. And now it's mental with me.
Mm.
I had to, you know what? I'm going to just say it. I walked off the trail because there was no other way. You can't walk down. It was a wooden, skinny, probably about 1.5 feet, 2 feet wide. I got to show you. I'm going to send you the video, dude.
I want to see the video. If I come down to South Florida, we're going.
There is a lot of wood in South Florida, and I find it interesting that you can't have wood there, and we have mostly wood.
Yeah, the trail, everything has to be natural. No man-made features, but we do it. It's just not sanctioned.
Not
So
sanctioned, and the officials don't know it exists.
exactly.
Yeah, well, we had the Virginia Key where I ride a lot because it's again 8 miles.
Yeah.
Irma, Hurricane Irma, just it's all these pine trees. It just kind of flattened everything.
Hmm.
Like literally just came and flattened every single tree.
Wow.
So now it's grown back up, but where all that has fallen, they had to rebuild the trails where there was dirt. Now there's wood.
Wow.
There's wooden planks, and it's really amazing. I think we ended up after that, we have more mileage
That's incredible.
because of it. But it's a lot of wood, dude. And on a wet day.
Yes. Slick. So slick.
Oh no. I want to get up to Jersey.
Hey, you
It
let me
sounds
know
like
when you're coming.
at least North Jersey.
North. You got to go north. There are so many trails up there. There's everything up there. Really is.
Can I ride with you if I go up there?
Oh, you let me know you're coming. I'll get a hold of some people I know up there, and we'll find the good trails.
I swear, I think the only reason why I started this channel is so I can find friends to ride with somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, I'm serious now. Your hardtail, I will give you so much credit. You can do it, but come up to Pisgah, man, at the end of April. Let's
There's
go.
plenty of bike rental places up there, though.
Oh,
Where is that? That's close to Asheville, right?
Hub, yes, yeah. There's some huge bike places there. You can definitely.
How'd you like Asheville?
It was fun, actually. It's the couple guys were in. One of the guys were really into like local breweries and stuff like that. I mean, like, so they have we went out to ate really well.
Different they've food got places. The barbecue.
Barbecue was good. They had even just we went to a couple breweries right in Nashville. Just food. The food was incredible.
Food and the beer. You gotta like that IPA stuff.
Yeah, which but yeah, it's all right. You can take it.
You don't like sports in the IPA. We got a lot of common, mister.
There we go.
Because I'm always, when I go to those breweries, I'm like, what's the lightest beer you have?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So I'm usually like, I don't drink much. Actually, I've been good, especially with the training and stuff like that. I'm trying to hold off, but even that, I've just never been a beer drinker. Yeah. Not a fan. Now whiskey, we can talk whiskey. But
I'm not a brown liquor guy.
Oh, no.
I can just turn, like I said, I just turned 50 in November.
Yes.
And a buddy of mine I wish the bottles downstairs. Forget what Wood Creek, something. It was a whiskey. We drank half that bottle that night, and I normally can't drink it. And I was like, this is good. Do you recommend something?
There's a few, Redemption is the brand. I don't know if see, that's the thing. A lot of the different things you can't get in different states. So I don't know, but Redemption Rye is one of my favorites.
Redemption. I like, and I'm not even embarrassed to say this. It's called Screwball.
Screwball.
It's a peanut butter flavored whiskey.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm a naturalist, even they have, like the apple flavor, like all the other things. Now and it's just a little, I like it on the rocks just for a little, sipper here and there. But,
no, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be pure. I'm not going to mix it with a Coke or something.
Yes. No.
Redemption
Rye. I like the ryes, but yes.
I have to try that. Maybe I should man up. I'm a vodka guy.
Oh, all right. There you go. I can't do that. Just kidding.
This is why we're getting and I off the track. Man, I'm a mess tonight. I guess I'm just so excited with you because I had so much I wanted to get in the time that we had, because you're such a fascinating human being.
Oh, Johnny, thank you.
You're a shredder on the bike. You got a guitar up there. You got 2 guitars, I think, in your living room somewhere. Are you a shredder on the guitar?
That's another thing that they've been hanging up there. Well, so I have the acoustic up there that comes down every once in a while.
Nice. The 2
electrics, they've been up there collecting dust for many a year. That was like my high school, I was in those high school bands, kind of thing. Yeah. And then for a little bit after it, and then I have one of the first 7 strings that Ibanez made. So I was into the heavy, metal kind of stuff. So I got a 7-string, I got a couple 6-strings, and just they hang up there.
They hang up there. But you're a campfire acoustic guy.
We
Break it
even
out.
that's probably been sitting there for a little while too. But no, they're nice decorations. I have a even I like music, but hey, we got a violin hanging up over here,
Shit,
and
you play the violin too.
so I dabble. My daughter plays violin. She's pretty good at it
But you
too.
dabbled in violin too?
When I was in high school, my thought was I was going to be a music major, and then I realized, hey, you have to go to college for that, and I was horrible at school, so I didn't do anything with it.
You just decided to start your own remodeling business.
Hey, carpentry. I have a sister who's a doctor, another sister who's a chemist, and I swing a hammer. So,
How'd you get into that?
the carpentry. Actually, it was kind of a funny thing. Out of school, family was always kind of handy. We're from a small town in very South Jersey. We're Southerners down there, and it's one of those things. You never have someone else come and work on your own house. So my dad, my uncles, anytime anything was going on, they fixed it themselves. And I think once you're around that all the time, you end up just picking it up.
Nope. Dad remodeled. My dad was. I failed him so miserably. He worked for the NSA.
Yes.
Man was a genius.
Wow.
Anytime something broke, he fixed it. Anytime there was woodwork, anytime there was something with the car, he did it. None of that came back to me. I always joke with my wife. I'm like, she'll ask me to fix something, and I'm like, I'll fix it. You don't have to bug me every 6 months about it.
Yes. Yeah, I'll hire someone to do it.
Yeah, and that's how it's turned out. We'll just hire somebody to do that. I hit record on a camera for a living.
Yes,
and that's as far as I go.
Everyone has their thing. It's funny. I ventured from a bunch of different things, but I always came like right out of high school. I went into the building trades, and then I left for a while. I really liked like electrical stuff. I got into car stereos, remote starts, all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then while doing that, I was doing custom car audio, building subwoofer boxes,
back
custom
in the
dashes,
day, yeah.
Fiberglassing and stuff. And a cabinet maker came up to me. I was like, if you can make a soundproof box, you can build a cabinet. All right, something new to try. So I went in, and that's what got me then back into carpentry. But you kind of you veer around, and eventually it's what I like doing it. You're in different houses, you're moving all the time. That little ADD kind of kicks in, and I'm not sitting in a cubicle. I'm meeting people. I'm out talking to people all the time, and it's
creating.
It's great. It's fun.
That's progress. You're like it's stupid. We're kindred spirits, man. That's why I like what I do for a living. I work for a news station, and I do a segment where we help people legally with their problems.
Oh, that's awesome.
I get to meet people. I get to create every day. I meet a new person, which is, I was telling my wife this earlier tonight. I get so I was so nervous. I get butterflies with this.
Do you really?
It's so weird. I interview people every single day of my life, but for some reason, when I'm interviewing somebody that I'm like, because I don't know you, but I've seen your stuff, and you become fans, and you're like, I like your stuff, and I like your videos. And the people I interview during the day, that's the first time I meet them.
Yes.
But now I'm like, oh, I get to meet Brian on a bike. Yes. I'm like, it's the weirdest thing.
It's funny. Well, I appreciate it. I didn't know I was in that echelon yet, but thank you.
Okay. You're working on the YouTube stuff and your Instagram stuff. Are you good at any of that? Like, do you have editing, or do you just throw that stuff up raw?
I throw it up there, and that's the one thing. You talk about time. That's the hardest thing to do. I have hours of footage that I wish, like the ramp that I built, the stuff in the backyard, I videotaped it, and I kept saying, no, I'm going to do a little build thing on it. No, I haven't had the time to. I'll do these little clips here and there, just between work, family, everything else. and trying to get out and actually ride.
It's time consuming.
Oh, I just need to, when I find the right sponsors, I can quit my day job and just ride for a living. I mean, then I'll make videos.
No, that's why, and I guess my algorithm, whatever that, I don't do this. I can't do this every week.
Yes.
And I get that. I physically can't, for one, getting people on, like it's amazing. I should have just started a POV thing, because getting people to interview, you send out a million, not a million. I sent out, when I emailed you, I sent out like 30.
Yes.
And I'm like,
I wasn't your only?
Oh,
come on.
you were my only, and then I didn't know if you were going to.
Yeah, that's it.
No, but you want to be able to do a few.
Yes.
And I got responses, but I don't have, I get you. You're running your business. You got a family. I'm surprised you even had time to do this.
It worked.
I get it. Us creators, we don't have, if you're watching this, folks, be patient with us.
Be patient.
We'll get to you.
Absolutely. Be patient. That's it. I'll say.
What can, oh, wow. I am a mess with you tonight, dude. It is, this interview is everywhere. I love it. It's cracking me up.
About your editing right now.
You said you were into metal.
Yeah. Yes.
What do you listen to? Anything when you ride, or before you ride? What do you listen to?
No. It's funny.
Easy answer.
I was so into, the hard rock, the heavy stuff and everything for so long. And now, to be honest with you, there's something about that kind of silent. I think it's because, again, your brain's going crazy, everything on your mind. It's almost that peace before I go somewhere. I don't listen to music while I'm riding. And I really, oftentimes, if I'm taking a 3-hour ride, it's quiet for most of the time. I almost need it. It's like, it's that shut off time. No, so really,
you're cracking me up, man.
It's crazy.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I find, because I listen to audiobooks.
Yes.
But I find myself, and people think I'm crazy, on my ride into work, nothing.
Absolutely.
Silence with my thoughts.
Yes.
It's just, it's weird, dude.
I've turned into, everyone had that grandfather that, oh, turn that down, stuff. And now, of course, it's not a big joke, but I almost feel bad because I, yell at my daughter every time we sit in the car. I turn it on. Oh, can you turn it up? No, let me back out first. Let me give me a second. Let me get out of the driveway.
You've reached that age where you start getting to where you are and you have to turn down the volume.
Yes.
To find it.
That's it. With work, again, I'm on the phone. The phone's ringing. I'm talking to people like you. You're doing interviews all the time. So my day today, I met with 4 different homeowners plus the job that's going on. I am talking to people constantly. When I get in my vehicle, it's nice to have the quiet. The
calm. Let the calm wash over me.
That's it. Oh, that's so funny.
Good for you, though. You had you're working on 2 homes and you met 4 clients.
Oh, we're busy. It's
good for you.
It's a crazy time. It really is. It's taken away from the riding, but it's I need this. It's hey, without this, I can't do any of that.
And I'm surprised that you are, because the cost of things right now.
Oh, it's ridiculous. That's our biggest thing. Like even me, we don't gouge. We don't, but prices are ridiculous on this stuff. I mean, even bikes and everything else, but materials are nuts.
Do you do fences?
We don't. We don't do fences, but I do know the prices.
We're looking for a fence right now, and it's 176 feet.
Wow.
I live in a what we call a side by side, or a duplex.
Yes.
In Miami, and 176. So it's not a lot.
Yeah.
I guess that's not a lot. We've been quoted up to like $35,000 for a fence.
Yeah. It's nuts.
The
prices are crazy. And for what?
Fence.
Yeah.
I told my wife, I said, let's just work on the backyard.
Yeah.
We want an oasis. We have a little pool, and just want a nice little spot.
You gonna have like a skinny around the pool or across it or something? I mean,
I'd send you a picture of my backyard. It's so little.
No.
It is. It's just, it's a duplex. We hate saying duplex because it sounds,
But
and I don't want to badmouth duplex owners. Look, that's
nice
my back.
oh,
That's my backyard. It's little.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's so I don't have an acre.
It's
I guess I could put a skinny somewhere on the side of the pool.
Well, you have that waterfall feature on the back.
This is why you do what you do. You're a creator. You can see a space and you can create with it.
That's it.
But back to the metal. What are you listening to? What kind of metal music were you into?
Was I into? So late 90s, early 2000s heavy stuff. So, it was the Korn, Limp Bizkit, went into Disturbed. So yeah, Stained.
Ministry.
Kept going. Yeah.
Ministry, Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah. Yes. So I guess you didn't mind it either.
Slipknot.
Slipknot was huge. So actually, I spent a few months down in Jacksonville. A buddy of mine went to University of Northern Florida, and I helped him move and decided to stay there for 6 months. So it was kind of a funny, just on a whim. I was working at Circuit City up here. There was a Circuit City in Jacksonville. I went over there. I was like, hey, I'm here. Can I transfer? And I helped him move. I came back, grabbed my stuff, and moved back down to Florida for a while. But we saw Stone Sour, Corey Taylor from Stone Sour, him. There was Chevelle. There were a bunch of bands. They're all in these tiny, down there, it's all these little bars where they play in. Up here in New Jersey, there are like these giant arenas. So it was such a different world watching the bands playing these tiny little venues. It was so neat. It really was.
Your experience, Static X?
Yes. Oh yeah, Wayne Static, man. That's Rob Zombie, White Zombie back then, it was
I'm telling you, man.
It's such a fun.
It's weird.
That's so funny.
There's too many, except for the flats and the clips. But other than that,
we'll win you over. That and a Fazari. We'll get you there.
It's funny to talk with because I still listen to that.
Do you really? Yeah.
I don't have kids, so I can play the music loud.
That's the thing. We try to keep. I don't want her to turn into the degenerate that I was. So we try to keep her nice, and I got to raise my daughter right. So
it's so funny, man, because I'm still into that metal. I'm still slick, and I'm even more. My wife hates it. I don't know if you have XM radio.
Yes,
I listen to liquid metal.
Oh yeah,
I listen to the hard stuff.
They have the new one. What's the new? They have a station that is the 90s and 2000s stuff.
Turbo.
What was that?
Octane, Turbo.
It might be Turbo.
Yeah, Turbo's like the 90s stuff.
Yeah, it's the one time a buddy of mine, we were driving actually one of the bike park that he turned. I was like, oh my gosh, it's high school all over again. It's incredible. So it was great.
Oh, that's funny, man. We're all over the place.
Well, that's the one guitar that I had hanging up over there. So it was Wes Borland's from Limp Bizkit's guitar. So it's the same. It's not his, but it's the same series. It was the Ibanez AR7 string. So it's a 7-string guitar that he always, and that was, I was like, all right, I'm cool back then. I bought it, and now it's worth nothing. It was a fad, but it was so fun.
And did you play that kind of stuff on the guitar?
Yes, we a couple band. We were heavy, screamy. We had one band I was in.
Wait, you were in a band?
So we played it, a couple, nothing major, but we played some venues near us, stuff like that. We opened up for some local bands and stuff, but recorded little things here and there, but all on the actual microphone and a tape. So, but they what was it? The one we did, we had a singer who was he could sing but kind of rap, so it was kind of very. I don't want to say Limp Bizkit because I don't really like Fred Durst, but it was a heavier version of that. So you had the hip hop kind of sound, but actually
new metal.
Yeah, that new metal, kind of like not Deftones fan. I love Deftones. Deftones is one of it's
like one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah. And I feel bad Chino lost his voice, had issues, but the old Around the Fur, Adrenaline, like those old albums of Deftones, they are some of the best. So that's what we tried to emulate. So we had that. And then for a little while, we actually had a DJ guy, turntables for scratching. Brent, his name was, and he could scream. He had like that. So we had our guy who like sang hip hop angriness, and then the screamer DJ guy. And then I played guitar. We had a bassist, and it was fun. It was high school.
So funny. Right when you said Deftones, I'm like, we're brothers from another mother.
Deftones, man. That, if I had to pick anything, every once in a while, I would say that would probably be my hype music if I actually listened while riding. But Adrenaline, that album, I think start to finish would be perfect.
Oh yeah, My Own Summer was the first song. Because I used to watch 120 Minutes on MTV.
Yes.
Or no, not Headbangers Ball.
Headbangers Ball, yeah.
I used to watch that, and I saw that video, and I go, oh, it changed everything for me.
Yeah. Oh, they were into the old, the old school skateboarding video. I mean, it was
really cheap. Yeah, the high 8 videos.
I love it.
We could geek out forever, but I know you have to get to your family.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't thank you enough.
Dude,
this has been a lot of fun. You're huge fan, bigger fan now.
Thank you, Johnny. Listen, this was awesome. I'm still shocked that you asked me, but thank you.
No, this is I want to bring the community together. Like you don't have to have 1 million subscribers for me to want to. You just have great stuff. You seem like a great guy, and I was like, this guy I think would be cool because and gosh darn it, you really are, man. You didn't let me down.
Thank you. Listen, we really seriously, if you come up this way, we'll go up north. We'll meet up with some people. We'll show you some really wild trails, and keep in mind the end of April. We'll see. Let's find some North Carolina. Yeah,
everyone. Brian on a Bike. I'll put his link to his YouTube. Subscribe. I'll throw his Instagram. Do you have a Facebook?
Not related to it now.
Whatever.
Facebook. What's that?
And I'll be there. And don't forget to like and subscribe his stuff, and like and subscribe my stuff. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Johnny, it was a pleasure. It was really awesome to talk to you.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good one.